for our community. And I wanted to do this first one available for all the ones that are in the library at our level so they can know what we're going to do, and at the same time to say thank you. I'm very grateful for the ones that have already signed up, and hopefully we're going to be growing little by little. Whoever is meant to be here with us is going to be, and for that I would like all of you to set your intentions. And at the same time, I wanted to do an energy report on what it is happening, what I see from the sessions, from all of you, from Facebook, from my own experience. It feels like the energy it's being divided. One current it is into seeking order, organization, structure, and the negative side, it turns into control, restriction. Some people have described it as cancel culture because everything is like no, 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 this is the way and you should only do this. And then the other side, it is wants to be free, wants to explore the unknown, to discover, but at the same time, in the negative side, it will like in no direction, focus, procrastination, and not accomplish, only dreaming, but not actually being in action. So this is the two currents that has been crashing with all those planets that have been affecting us at the cosmic level, at the astrology level. And now the energy is going to settle a little bit for 1 or 2 months, I believe, and it is for us to find balance, harmony, and it's not one side of the other, it's actually both combined, going into what serves you. Sometimes you will feel guided to seek order, foundation, structure, to be committed, determined into your spiritual practices so you can finally be able to flow and being able to find your own calling. But at the same time, the other currency, it is sometimes it's okay to be with the flow, to slow down, to relax, and at the same time to find your own unique pacing and flow, because these 5 planets that have been collapsing with the other 5 planets represent the diversity, represent the separation, but at the greatest scale, it has a purpose, and the purpose it is for all of us to find this new frequency that is going to help us to transition into new earth. But at the same time, it is kind of like the battle between the mind and the heart, and both of them are very useful tools for us. And sometimes we feel the pushing between going back and forth, trying to figure it out. I have sometimes sessions trying to activate the light language, and then people wanted me to do an abecedary about symbols and things like, tell me what love means in Pleiadian, tell me what invoking the light means in the Arcturian. And it's not like that. Light language is more like the heart, and the heart that feels and send a signal. Because higher light don't understand about physical rules. Higher light understand about energy. So this will be represented by the heart in the example of light language. Light language represent a package of frequencies that will feel like healing or activation or being in the flow without necessarily having directions by the mind, because you are in alignment with the higher light that do not need rules and order and harmony in order to be light. But at the same time, while we reach this state, sometimes it is going to be necessary to be committed, organized, and structured and focused into the light for all of us to learn and adapt, to be always constantly going back to the light over and over. So the mind, when it is still and trained to support this, is one of the greatest tools we can use, because it makes us to be in the flow, right? And at the same time, we use the mind for manifestation. Sometimes people lack in manifestation because when they are in the heart energy, it's all over the place. It's so diversified in million little things that it's hard for manifestation to take place because there is not focus. And when people or me getting to that state is when we are going to be procrastinating, out of focus, not knowing what we want, not knowing where to go. And when we are in that state, like a very passive divine feminine, we need to pull the divine masculine in order to get structured order foundation. So none of those sides is better than the other. They are meant to work in concert and combine, and at the same time to support whatever we are feeling with. Sometimes we're going to feel aligned with being structured and ordered and organized. In another time of our life, we're going to allow ourselves to be in the flow. And this is a question that people have asked on sessions. So what should I do? Should I set my intentions, or should I just be open and say, Spirit, whatever it's meant to be, bring it to me? And I think it's a combination of both, because when you want to manifest, we become an antenna. And actually, in fact, we are an antenna 100% all the time. And that antenna send signals that are interpreted or translated for the higher light, which in this case it's source. And then according to that feedback, it is the reality that we manifest. That's why sometimes when we said, I'm gonna put an example. When we said, I don't consent vaccines. I don't consent vaccines. I don't consent vaccines. I don't consent this non-consent way of living. When we use the no, I do not consent. That no is actually not being able to interpret by the higher light, by spirit, and then spirit only hear vaccines. And this is what we create restriction, and then somehow the things that we don't want to experience, this is just an example, we have them more, and then we increase, and then those situations come over and over because we add that no, and that no creates a restriction. And when we reject things to be purged and presented with a filter of love, they come over and over until we learn the lesson. So it's a combination of both. We do have to surrender, knowing that every choice we do is going to be for the highest good. But at the same time, we are required to be responsible for our light, our intentions, and the way we signal to source. And I'm going to put an example. Let's say that I have a 2000 Honda Civic. That is my car. It's just an example. And this is the technology that I use. Let's say that my car represents my chakras, my meridians, my karma, my Akashic record, everything. So I haven't used it for a while. But now it is 2021. So that car, it is 21 years old. So because I don't meditate and I don't have sometimes a structure in order and foundation, setting my intentions with my techniques. My car will not work properly. It's like not doing the tune-ups, changing oil, stuff like that. So my car probably will be aching because I don't have it in the full percent. When you upgrade yourself, actually what we do or change Shineland, it is we change our car from a 2001, from a 2005, 2010, and that car is actually giving to some other aspect in our soul family. Akashic records, patterns, they don't disappear. Spontaneous, they don't disappear. They just are assigned to other aspects of us, and then we ascend, and then it's like changing from a Honda to a Lexus, or to a Ferrari, or to a Lamborghini. I hope that makes sense. Or probably some people won't like to have a car, they would like to have a bicycle, or they would like to have a motorcycle, or they would like to have a boat, or they would like to have an airplane or a spacecraft. So whatever vehicle we use, it will be according to the needs of our experience. If I'm going to fly, I'm gonna need an airplane, right? If I'm going to drive, I'm gonna need a car. If I'm going to sail, I'm gonna need a boat. That will represent dimensions. Not that a boat is better than the airplane or the car or the bicycle. They are just from different needs and uses and experience according to where we are going to ride. So when we move into a new earth, it's going to be like changing the year 2000 Honda from a Honda that it is 2021, or changing your Honda from a Ferrari. Probably we're all gonna have a Ferrari. This is just an example. And if you didn't know me, I love cars. That's why I always put examples of cars. So what happened when we are doing meditation and breathing exercises and light language and codes and all that stuff, what happens it is we are upgrading our car little by little. And maybe some people will choose to have their classic cars. Like, for example, here in Mexico, we have Beetles, the old Beetle from the 70s. They are like all over the place, and some people upgrade everything, the motor, the engine, and then sometimes they even have no roof, stuff like that, and they look awesome, and they are no better than any luxury car. So whatever choice of vehicle we have to do is going to be according to the soul will. And that happens when you manifest. Manifestation, it is like saying, I need to do a tune-up of my car. I would like to paint my car in a different color. Manifestation, setting intentions, is like giving instructions to what you would like to ride on. Hope that makes sense. But at the same time, when we are driving, sometimes you have one car in front of you that goes very slow, that slows you. So probably what I want to manifest will combine with what that other car is manifesting, so it slows me down. That's why we have to work, when you want to manifest, get in concert with what the collective it is manifesting. And if the cars go faster than you, I'm going to be forced to speed up myself, or I'm gonna crash. So what is happening right now at the energy level, what I'm feeling, my guidance, it is that the two currents going slow with the flow, free mood, kind of like hippie thing, 70s, combines with new order, new structure, new reorganization. Like, for example, yesterday I declared my closet. I realized that I had lots of things that I haven't used in years, so I put everything into the garbage. And sometimes we have all those things within our own technology. So this is why we meditate, we do lots of upgrades, and then one way or another we're going to feel lighter. Like, for example, me, my car, I'm always taking it to the shop. So my car is, I want to always ride and that my car works for me perfectly. I don't want to say, the window shield does not work anymore, I have to do this, I have to stop and it's not responding me correctly. I'd like to have in my home all things in order, and that is a representation of how I do with my energy, but that is how my personality works. We are all different. Allow yourself to listen, to know, to understand what works for you, but at the same time, what is not working for you anymore and you still use it. For manifestation, because it's something that people that is lacking a lot, it is your intention. This is the formula. Let's say that we're going to do an algebra, a light algebra formula. My intention plus the intention of the collective is going to be equal to a result that we're going to manifest all together. So in the degree that I go higher and higher, I help the collective to raise. So the collective don't slow me down and we can all together transition into new earth. And at the same time, for source, that it is creation. Because A plus B is going to create C. And C represents the new reality, the future, what we all would like to experience, a more recalibrated collective for all of us. I hope that makes sense. And to end this video, I would like to do a little bit of light language just to infuse all of you from energies, not only from the full moon, but at the same time for the rest of the month. And the next video, I'm going to upload another video for the high level members, and I'm working on 10 more videos to be uploaded in our library for the next month, hopefully. So for the ones that haven't signed up for our community, it is available for $2.99. The library, I have more than 50 videos, and then the second level, that is $14.99. We do have a live stream like this one, but a little bit more expanded. And that live stream is going to be next week. I'm gonna post it on the community space. And the third space, that is for $29.99, I actually give them a code for the month and a reading channeling for them to have more specific and aligned clues about what is happening and how you can be prepared to have a beautiful, awesome, uplifting month. Let's close your eyes, breathe light, and as you exhale, release all the stress, and allow yourself to be centered just for a few seconds. Give yourself a gift to be centered into your light and to receive, as you open your arms, your hands, blessings from Source through this light language transmission. Nia teki isaki teki iki ishkate iki aseko iki ana. Greetings, beloveds. We are here today, and this is a Lemurian Collective, and we would like to do a transmission. We are going to ask you to breathe in a very natural way for 5 minutes. If you get distracted, please go back into your light, into your core of light, expanding. And as you do that, set intentions to ground all these blessings that are going to be transmitted to you. Ni eseki itiki iki ashke ikeni ikiate. Mi ne ikiate iseko ita iki ishna. Miana tiaki ekea. Iana isete iki ishna. Mi a ne ite iki ako iteki isna. Mi ne te iashki ese iteki. bring the light. Iki asene, iki teki ishki na aqui. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful and a blessed day.